Today I'm going to show you a how-to on how to make muffins. I chose muffins because baking is one of my favorite pastimes and I think everybody should know how to bake, especially muffins. So before you start anything, you want to make sure you check the back of your package to know what temperature the oven will go on to preheat. And for this specific muffin mix, it is 425 degrees. So you're going to want to make sure you do that. And after you do that, you can go ahead and grab your ingredients and supplies. A few ingredients you need is actually only milk. These muffins only require milk, which is probably the easiest muffins I've ever made. And of course you need your muffin mix as well. You're going to need a spoon and a mixing bowl to mix the two together. A measuring spoon or a measuring cup so then you know how much milk that you're putting in it. And a cookie scoop. And I like to use a cookie scoop to measure how much I'm putting in the cupcake liners because then it's really easy just to scoop it over so you don't have any problems. First thing you're going to want to do is use cupcake liners to line the inside of your muffin pan. If you don't have cupcake liners, it is totally okay just to spray it with cooking spray. It works just the same, but I like to use these because it makes it a little easier. For these muffins, I went ahead and only grabbed 8. I know sometimes these only will do 6, but with a cookie scoop you can kind of squeeze in 8, sometimes more if you have a lot left over. So after you're done lining these like this, I want to make sure they go all the way down to the bottom. You can go ahead and put it off to the side until you're finished. First thing you're going to want to do is open your mix. These are really easy, you don't have to cut them or anything just because they're already tore. So you just pour it in. And make sure you get all the mix in there. Don't get rid of the package because this is your key to everything when it comes to making muffins. It'll tell you temperatures, amounts, and so on. So the back of the package says that you need a ½ cup of milk. This is a 2-cup measuring cup, however it does have a ½ cup. You're just going to want to look on the inside. Pouring it to a ½ cup probably is easier on a table surface or a flat surface if you don't underpour it or overpour it. You can go ahead and just pour that in any way you would like. It doesn't really matter as long as it goes in the bowl and not around the bowl. I've done that a few times. This is where your spoon will come in to the mix, where you will mix this until all of the powder is mixed in with the milk. And I guess this one's really easy because you don't have to use a mixer to mix it. The chunks are kind of easy to tell if you look in the light and on the bottom of the bowl if there's still some chunks in it. You're going to want to just make sure that you get them off the side and that you mix them all together. Kind of like that. There will be chunks just from the blueberries. So if there's just a little bit of chunks and it's not the mix, your blueberries is what it is. So you're going to mix that all the way until it is completely creamy, or as creamy as you can get it. Really, it's okay depending on what your preference is. After you get that done, if you're working with a small space and you set your muffin pan off to the side, you're gonna grab that now. And this is where I like to say that the cookie scoop makes it a lot easier because you can it makes it go on the side to where it gets it all off the bottom. So if you see any extra scoops in here, go ahead and just make sure you kind of drip the sides so then you don't have too much extra on here. If you get it on the pan, it's okay. Before you put it in the oven, you can wipe it off if you don't want it to burn. They probably won't burn, but The sides might. But if you're okay with that, then go ahead and leave them how they are. Sometimes I like to overfill the scoop so then it fills it up all the way. Don't fill it to the top, just make sure it's about 2/3 full as the package says. Sometimes 2 scoops of this is perfectly okay, or 2.5 or 1.5. If you have extra, you can either make a whole nother muffin tin, or you can just leave it. It's completely up to you. If you see any extra that are lacking a little bit in it, it's okay. After you're done with that, you can set this off to the side. Or if you're working in a bigger space than I am, just set it next to you and that's fine. So then you're gonna want to look at this back of your cupcake, your muffin thing, and it says 14 to 17 minutes for your muffins. After you have them in the oven for that time, I like to put it on 14, so then I always know I underbake it instead of overbake it, and then you can always add time. You're gonna want to check it with a toothpick just to make sure they're completely done. And if they're done, just let them cool for 2 to 3 minutes in the pan. And then after that, you can leave them for about 5 minutes, and then they're okay to bake or to eat.